Leveled our tailoring to 3. Great. Fine, I'm going fishing tomorrow. Well, good. Have fun fishing. Certainly the weather is, it's summertime, I guess, is a good time to go fishing. I'm good. I'm grinding IRL computer skills. Ah, I see. I don't know what that means exactly. Are you learning to program, or are you learning how to use Facebook? Are you a 60-year-old trying to learn to use Facebook for the first time? I tried learning coding at one point, C++, because I wanted to contribute more to Cataclysm, and it turns out I am not very good at technical things, and I lost my mind. It was one of the single most frustrating experiences of my life. I've never been. I get super tilted when I'm trying to learn something and I can't learn something. I absolutely lost it. And it's stupid of me to have such a negative reaction, especially because there are members of like the Cataclysm dev team who are like, "Hey, if you need help learning, I'm here to teach. I'm ask questions. I will help you." But yeah, I was just so tilted. I just I'm not technically minded at all. I'm not good at those sort of things. Let's grind. Let's not grind. Let's go out and explore at this point. The main reason we were holed up is because we didn't have a bag. Now we have a bag, so let's go get some stuff. And we could probably turn off the MP3 player and leave that behind. Hardware and some coding. I see. Coding is one of those things that's like, I have respect for people who are able to do that. I really like the basics of coding. So I was learning C++, so I don't know, C sharp or oh god, it's a wasp nest. We don't want to be anywhere near that. Forget that. Why is that here? I think it's just a map extra that can spawn anywhere. But that's going to be chock full of wasps, which probably means they've migrated here to fight the zombies, because wasps and zombies don't get along. Hate that our base is near that, though. So let's go to the other side and try that. So my experience is 100% with C++. I don't know Python or anything about C sharp or... Geez, what was the one someone just mentioned the other day? They were like, I'm trying to learn assembly. And I thought, like, isn't assembly like what Sega Genesis games were coded in? Like, isn't that crazy? Why would you learn that now? But I actually don't know, so... I think CDDA is switching to Python coding. It's easier, like a complete month worth of learning. I have not heard anything about that. I can't speak to that. I feel like I would have heard something about that, though. And yeah, I have heard that Python is like the easiest one to start with. C++ it's the memory management stuff that really got me. And then the concept of classes. I just did not... I was learning the basics of C++, working in the console or terminal or whatever you call it, and was having a good time and put together a few like really basic games to illustrate principles that I learned. And then I got to classes, and I was like, everything I thought I could do is so much more complicated. Like, I could make a class, I can set up, what they like parent and child, I can organize everything, I can create the things, but then when it comes to actually like merging that with stuff I was already working on, it just blew my mind and I could not understand it. I don't even know if that all makes sense. This was like 2 years ago. I got super into coding for like 2 weeks and was like, man, this is a lot of fun. I can see why people like to do this. I understand why people learn this. And then I hit a snag, and like, no matter how many online tutorials I watched, no matter, like I went into coding forums, I asked questions, no matter how much people would talk to me, I just fundamentally did not understand. And people would lose their patience and be like, okay, well, if you don't get it, it's because you don't want to get it. It's like, nah, I just am stupid, okay? Like, I don't understand technical things. It's hard. I don't know how to manage memory. I don't understand why that's important. I don't know anything. I'm coming in as a nobody trying to learn to do something, basic. I don't know. I don't even know how to put it in words. I just felt so stupid, and it was so embarrassing, and people were not very nice, and I was like, this is just not for you. Maybe you're just not mentally capable of understanding something this technical. I don't know. I don't know if even all of that made sense. C++ tends to complicate in a point. Tried to learn with my mother, but damn, it was hard to get it all. And then Jack says he feels that way about math. I mean, and math is also not exactly my forte. When it comes to technical things, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's technical, I don't understand it. If you're talking about the fundamentals of how a car works, I can understand how it works, but I cannot understand it enough to problem solve or determine anything. Like, I can understand it conceptually, but the actual act of implementing that is well beyond my abilities. It was like that with C++ when I would read the tutorials and I would watch. I took a Udemy course and I would watch YouTube videos, and like when they explain it, it all makes perfect sense. But then when it comes time to implement it, it just something I just fundamentally don't understand. I thought I understood it, but once I tried to do it, I did not understand it. And because those are platforms where you can't actually directly interact with your teacher, it's very hard to ask questions and get feedback about specific projects. So like, I started putting together projects. There was, so when I was a teen, I don't know if we've ever talked about this game. There was a game called Sim Gangster. And I played it a lot when I was a teenager. And basically it was like text. And it would be, you started out as like a nobody and you would do crime. So like, you would set your schedule for the day. You would say, okay, today from, 12 a.m. to 6 a.m., I'm going to go out and mug old ladies. Like, you would set up your daily schedule. It would iterate through, and it would iterate through by printing, like, you go out looking for someone to mug. You find such and such number of people to mug. You mug them for this amount of money, and you slowly accumulated money. You slowly accumulated, like, you would upgrade your weapons and skills and stuff, and you would go out and do various crimes. Oh, today I'm going to burgle for 6 hours. Oh, today I'm going to go be a drug dealer. And I really liked that game when I was a teenager because it was very simple, very basic. It was like if you've ever played the old Drug Wars games, you would just start with nothing and you would build yourself up over the next 30 days, and you would go from there and you would just keep building up. So it was very similar to those old games. I don't know if you've heard of Drug Wars. It was basically the same thing, but it was limited to moving around and selling drugs. There were other games like that, like I don't know, like Be a Pimp or whatever. But like, that game was very simple from a code perspective because it was a lot of just sticking in new things and saying, okay, well, you go out and find X number of people, and the X number of people is based on the formula from your weapon, based on the formula from your skills, etc. So it was just a text game, and I was like, you know what? If I could recreate this game in C++, I would feel like I really accomplished something. So that's what I set to work to do, and I did good, and I had a good foundation. But then once I got into like setting up the player class and stuff like that, it just melted my brain, and I got so discouraged and couldn't keep doing it. But I've been belaboring this for too long. That got me thinking of Drug Wars. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember if that's what it was called, but yeah, it's exactly. It was good. I thought that back then. Yeah, I mean, I remember being like 13 and lots of my friends played that game. And when I was a kid growing up, particularly like in my preteen years, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do in Cataclysm. We explored to our east and we found wasps. We explored to our west and found an enormous amount of dogs right here. I really don't want to deal with like 9 dogs while also fighting like 15 other zombies. So I really don't know where to go. We could head up and try this town, test our luck up in this town. Probably no wasp nest up there. G Boone O is now following. That sounds like someone who is following me on Twitter, so I'm gonna assume that's you. So hello, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. I think we'll head up to these houses. Yeah, when I was like a preteen, all of us kids were looking for low, like, resource games to play because we mostly didn't have nice computers. We were poor kids, like all of us were poor. So we were really drawn to things like browser-based games, and like, I'm trying to think of the names of any of them. like it was just they were browser based games. So like there was a game called Race War Kingdoms where it was like a fantasy thing where you would fight monsters and it was all in your browser and you would level up over time and you could set up your own little kingdom and stuff. And then there's like Alien Adoption Agency where you like played an alien that you would raise its skills. So we played a lot of those browser. Neopets, of course, was really big when I was like 11 or 12. So we would always look for those browser-based games. Drug Wars was like that, where it was like a really simple, from a resource management department, it's not like, you know, it had crazy graphics or anything like that. So we would focus a lot on that kind of stuff. And then I haven't played those kind of games in a long time. Can't pass time while controlling a moving vehicle. Get our stamina back. Zombie spotted. Ignore? Yeah, it's fine. The rabbit dies. Oh, there's a giant spider. I really don't want you to come anywhere near me. We're not equipped to deal with spiders. We've seen a lot of not so good monsters. Like, we've had a lot of unfavorable spawns since we started this game. Between the Migo Tower, all the barricades, the wasp nest, all that kind of stuff, we have not had great luck. The flaming eyes, the robots, we've not had good luck. What are these L's again? I forget. What is this? Research center? Yeah. I have not played those kind of games in a long time. I used to play Star Kingdoms a lot. It was a Star Kingdoms was a space colony browser-based game. Pretty interesting and fun. Man, that spider, I really don't want to deal with that spider. I've been a sub of Murder on YouTube since before his Apartment Rat series. Yeah, you got to get in early. Back when all the videos were really terrible. Thanks for coming out. Oh, a veteran. I joined during the Prison Island. Also not a very good series. One of the most popular on my channel. But I look back at some of those old episodes and I'm like, man, I was not good at this. I'm still not good at this, but I'm better now than I ever have been. Like the other day, C Black, I think, said that he was watching my How to Mod series. And like, I've thought about that series so much, about going back and trying to update it to make it a little bit more tolerable. But that was like way back. Great. Acid ants. Great. So again, everywhere we go is terrible. Acid ants being in this town mean we cannot come here and we cannot live here. We cannot deal with this. I'm tempted to pack up and move again, but that would be the second time we packed up and moved. I really don't want to have to move. But we need a big town. So here's the ant mound. We need to find a big place to live so we can loot it continually. I guess we just settle and accept this as where we're going to be. Ignore the wasp nest and hope for the best, I guess. Which is not great. Man, that sucks. Okay, we'll head back to town. It's the true Cataclysm. I mean, that town is screwed. Yeah, it's, acid ants are some of the worst, to be honest. So my mod series, I think it has a lot of good information that if you're a brand new modder, it's valuable. But I also look back and I'm like, I had too many long pauses. I wasn't cutting out, you know, if my throat sounded hoarse and I got a little raspy, I didn't cut that out and re-record it. I didn't cover everything, you know. It was like dead. I was recording in the old room so you could hear like my family in the background. Oh, I bumped my mic. Sorry about that. You can hear my family in the background. I was like, man, I should go back and re-record those. But like, I haven't modded in so long. I feel like I might be out of touch. And it's like, why re-record something when the information is good? Okay, I need to make a decision here. What am I doing? We'll head south into town and take a look at what this looks like. We don't really want to go to the west or east. Unfortunately, we can't because of the monsters, but we'll just head south and hopefully it is a little bit clearer. And we'll clear on the way, which will hopefully mean we encounter fewer enemies, ultimately. Another Glock is good. That's prime trade goods for Hubbo 1. Seeing a few zombies. Not really enough to be concerned. I do wish some of them would see me, so they would come over here. What armor did I see? Oh, that's my armor. Yeah, you're not going to get through full plate mail, dummy. Can't bite through full plate mail. Yeah, those early videos, man. Ooh, double barrel, same thing. Good for trading. How much are you worth, double barrel? Because I'm pretty sure I can make guns at some point. $20. That's not bad. That's like a CBM, basically. We already got a science ID card, so if we could get into a lab early and find an auto dock, we could probably cyborg ourselves up pretty good. Health is holding steady. Ignore. Again, the mace is heavy, so our stamina is always going to take a hit. That swimmer's stuck in a car. Why don't we back off and try to rest? Oh, never mind. He's not stuck at all. Hello, swimmer. Must be cold in that Speedo. And, of course, they ripped my closet. Your leather pants. Oh, if I lose my leather pants, I'm not going to be sexy anymore. We'll just keep pushing. I mean, they'll come to us as we go, and we'll just deal with them. How far? Yeah, we've already explored up till this point anyway. Let's clear out some of the riffraff here. Don't like that zombie dog coming over here. Hate the zombie dog. Hit the military rucksack because, of course. Hit the military rucksack, of course. Freaking dogs. So, military rucksack already half damaged. We don't have the ability to heal that. Of course, because why? God forbid. God forbid we wear a backpack for more than 15 minutes without it getting destroyed. So we'll pick up the cash card, take the personal massager, and leave everything else, I guess. Any other valuables? Not really. That was a child with a shotgun. Was it? I don't think it was. I think that came off of the zombies. The top. No, I don't remember. Perhaps. I mean, this is America. We believe in arming our children. Not really, but you know, it's a funny thing to say because, you know, gun laws in America. Hit my lab coat. They're basically just going to destroy anything that's not underneath of our plate armor. And even if it is under our plate armor, like we've discussed, the leather pants are actually inside of our plate armor. So the fact that they like attacked us, missed our full coverage plate armor, 95% coverage plate armor, and then hit our leather pants is like really upsetting that happens. Come on, zombie. I'm running out of stamina here. Let's just polish this off here. Hit the military rucksack because of course. I mean, you know, I complain about the same things over and over, but do you understand why, right? Like we just washed this and put it on. Yes, personal massager. I don't say the other word when I'm on camera. We had to pass a gun training. So the military rucksack, we just washed it and it's already basically destroyed. And it's super annoying and super frustrating. I feel like everyone tells me that they don't aim directly for your backpacks. I think that's a lie. I think probably in the code somewhere, Kevin was like, I want to ruin everyone's day, and I'm going to make it so that... Why are you in my house, lady? I'm going to ruin it and make it so that everybody's backpacks are a prime target for attack. That's what I think. I think it's coded in there where they're like, screw your backpack, you don't get to have a backpack. So we'll drop the guns, drop the personal massager, first aid kit, battery. Get that heartbeat out of here, I'm tired of hearing it. Let's, we can't repair our backpack, we're not skilled enough. Give me the sewing kit. Reload with thread, activate. No, active, why did reloading it drop it on the ground? Activate, sewing kit, rucksack. Absolutely no chance of repair because of course. So let's drop the rucksack and make ourselves a new pack. Just give me, what's the travel pack? 3 to 25 encumbrance, 40% coverage, not rigid. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. That sounds fine. What's the duffel bag look like? 5 to 35 encumbrance. Where's the... Why doesn't... Volume 6 liters. 35 liter capacity. What's the pack's capacity? 31 liters. So this is lower encumbrance. I guess because it's a pack, whereas a duffel bag is something you would normally carry as opposed to throwing on your back. So I guess we'll make this. I guess it's reasonable. Just make the travel pack. Yes, dispose. I don't care. So we'll put on the travel pack. Taking a long time because we have to sew it from scratch. Murder, I have stream beats playing behind you, and it makes great background music. Yeah, so for those of you listening who don't know, Stream Beats is a free music thing. You can find it on pretty much anywhere that you would find music and listen to music. YouTube, SoundCloud, all that stuff. What's the other one I'm missing? I literally just discovered it yesterday, and it's the one that everyone uses. Starts with an S, I think. But anyway, yes, it's specifically music made for streamers to play in their videos. Spotify, yes, thank you. Specifically for streamers to play in the background. I am waiting. The guy who made it is going to create a permanent license for anyone who, might need to prove that they own the licensing. So I'm going to wait for him to put that out publicly, and then we're going to start putting that on the stream. Because currently we have no background music, and I think that the dead silence in the background is terrible, and I need to work on that. So there will be music in the future. I'm just waiting on that licensing to go through. Plus, he said in the next month or so, he's going to be adding other genres. Currently, it is just hip-hop and like lo-fi type stuff. So in the future, I'm hoping a little bit of rock might come, something like that. I'm more of a rock guy. So you can find that on YouTube, Twitch, or I think he even has a Twitch going with it in the background called Stream Beats. If you're a content creator, highly recommend. Murder sitting and rubbing his back with a personal massager. That's an image. When I was a kid, when I was like 10, we found a personal massager that might have been for other reasons, other purposes, but we found it and played with it. And our family member told us it was for back massages. And I don't know if that's what it really was, because it didn't look like a vibrator. It looked like a massager. But you gotta wonder. Just watched the YouTube upload, and I mentioned at Thursdays at 5. Yes. So currently my stream schedule, I'm focusing. I would like to stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, stream Cataclysm, and around 4:30, 5 o'clock. 5:30, whatever, around that time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Sundays when I'm able, I would like to stream. I am really interested in streaming something other than Cataclysm. Getting a little bit burned out on Cataclysm, playing it 3+ days a week for 2-3 hours at a time. So I'm kind of thinking Sunday might be a rotatey type slot. And then this week, to be honest, I have nothing going on, so it's like I might stream tomorrow and Saturday as well because I have nothing to do. But I don't know what we'll be streaming. Again, WoW is like the one thing I can go back to, but I don't think people care at all. It was a smooth ad for Stream Beats. I mean, the dude made one. It's good quality content. It's the music sounds good. It's a little repetitive. A lot of them sound the same, in my opinion. But he put out like 160 songs, like 8 hours worth of content for free, and he gets paid, if it goes through Spotify or whatever, he gets a fraction of a penny when you listen or whatever. But he made a good content, and I think it's something that is a really great business idea. I wish I had thought of it, and I wish I had musical talent, because there is a demand for music for streams that is not copyright infringing, and I think he's going to make like hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next couple of years just using this Stream Beats. So I feel like he did a really great thing. You're a great speaker. You're a liar, sir. Will you ever do a Dark Souls? So I was going to play the initial Dark Souls like a month ago, and then we ran into some like major computer issues. So unfortunately, Dark Souls, they don't run super well. I can't stream them. I could maybe play them for YouTube. But it also has like a really die-hard following, and I feel like I wouldn't be very good. I've played all of them. I beat the second and third one, I think. Never beat Dark Souls 1. I think I got to Smo, right? The double fight or whatever, and I was like, I can't beat them. I'm just gonna quit. And because Dark Souls 2 at the time had come out, and I was like, I invested more in Dark Souls 2 than in Dark Souls 1, which I know is sacrilege. No one likes Dark Souls 2 but me. But that was the one I got really into. Okay, can we fix before I go? Man, I'm just standing around a lot talking today instead of actually doing things. Let's try to play the game while we also talk. Repair what? I would like to try and fix my lab coat. It's possible. Let's see what happens. You repair. Excellent. So we should be able to full repair it now. Get that up to snuff. Great. That's one thing. I don't care about the scarf at all. Scarves are easy to make. Leather pants, also not really something we're going to be ficking. Ficking? We're going to be fixing. But because I looked at chat and I saw the F word and my brain said fix and fuck at the same time and it came out ficking. So thanks for that. So we can't fix our leather pants, but we don't really care because they're pretty replaceable. They're pretty common, and there are plenty of other pants in the game. So not super worried about that. Anyway, let's get back out on the town and start looting. We are experiencing some glare. Unfortunately, our helm prevents us from wearing really anything else on our head, so we can't put a hat on. Could throw on some sunglasses, I guess, but I'm not super interested in that. Dark Souls 2 is so underrated. I used to think that. I used to, because it was the first one I ever beat. I got super into it, and then when I beat it, I found out that everybody hated it but me, and I was like, man, this game's really, really good. Then I went back and played the first one and third one, and I'm like, it's definitely the worst Dark Souls, but it's like my favorite. When I don't want to. I mean, it's been years, but I still don't want to spoil or anything. But when I got down to a certain place and I saw the king, I was like, this is so good. Like, I was so into it. Really loved that game, and tried speedrunning that for a while. Was learning to speedrun for Dark Souls 2, and just never really went anywhere. I have trouble recording it, so I couldn't, like, even if I speedran it, I wouldn't be able to put it up on the channel for verification or to get on speedrun.com or anything like that. Oh, sorry, kitty. Shouldn't be here. You almost got maced. And not like pepper spray mace, like hit in the face with a mace. Don't fick the pants. Yeah, I will try to avoid ficking the pants. Another gun. Getting a lot of guns, which again is really good for trade reasons. Take the hoodie as well. Hello, what are you doing out here? There's just more road down there. There's not a lot here. Library's really good. I missed that when we were looking originally. Definitely want to go in there. But we want to hit the pet supply store first. Oh, don't attack the cat, fat zombie. Oh, no. Let's save the cat. Of course, they hit me in the backpack we just made, because why wouldn't they? Excuse me, I just burped a little bit. Let's close the cat in there so it doesn't get murdered by zombies. Oh, I saw you and thought you were a technician. That scared me a lot. We really don't want to fight a technician. Oh, my Xbox has dimmed. That means it's been an hour since I started the Xbox. Have you ever looked into Unreal World? So Unreal World, I'm not a huge fan of minimal survival games. I think it's a cool idea, and I think that it's, oh good, everything is messed up. Also, why is it rotten? Canned food should not be rotten. It must be that their cans are open. Oh, I definitely will take Kevlar. So I'm not a super fan of like realistic survival type stuff, like or not even realistic, like when there's nothing super like supernatural going on. Like Unreal World is just straight up, it is like the after the apocalypse or whatever, but it's very standard, right? There's no like zombies or monsters or anything. And when I look at games like that, like The Long Dark, for instance, is another one. When it's about survival, but there's not really anything else going on, I find it really boring after a while. I know that a lot of people really love Unreal World, and I'm not bad-mouthing it in any way. It's just, for me personally, I feel like I would be bored with it very quickly. And then you add to that that it's a very minimal graphic type thing, and it's like there's just not much there that really engages me. And then the other thing is I just haven't bought that yet. I think if I'm remembering right, that was not super cheap for a game that I'm not even sure I would like. These poor animals were murdered by the zombies. And I gotta be honest, we're just gonna cut them up for food, which is probably not the nicest thing in the world, but you know, at least then they're not going to waste. They're not dying for no reason. So I think we'll butcher those, throw those in our freezer. Keep forgetting I have a car with a freezer full of meat that I'm not even using for anything. Take the cat home with the pet carrier. I don't like pets. I don't like pets in the game. And we don't have cat food because it's all rotten. Let's, can we put you in the pet pack without actually taming you? Can I, how do I, if I wear the pet pack? No, I think we have to tame it, and we don't have any cat food, and I don't care because I don't want a cat. So we're just gonna drop, if I was gonna take a pet with me, oh, it put items in the pack. No, it didn't. Okay. If I was gonna take a pet with me, it wouldn't be a cat. It would be something like, I don't know, actually none of them because I don't want any animals. I don't see the value in animals in this game. I understand, you know, people love cats, blah, blah, etc. But cats are pointless, both in real life and in the game. And they provide so little meat that it's not really worth it. And they're not really, don't produce a lot of meat or anything. Another military rucksack, definitely take that. And let's butcher some poor dead animals. Go ahead and butcher everything. Can we full butcher these? We can. It's going to take a long time, but that's okay. Giant snake would be a nice pet. Do we have, I don't think you can do that with them because they're not tameable. Ignore. Okay, good. I was worried the Rottweiler was going to come over here. Just leave, dog. Don't bother me. I'm trying to butcher animals. It's taking a really long time. Not really sure why. There we go. Okay.